Well, Raleigh, I decided to aim this one to your responsive videos to me. Your collective videos. You did one that you responded to my NYPD video about how I was degrading the cops and how you always stand up and protect them. Well, you must not have watched the video that I seen, that I linked as reasons for why I go after them. You also made a very weird comment about how I don't stand up for the sheriff's department in different areas. Well, I have stood up when they're right and when they truly do their duty. But see, unlike you, I just don't blindly throw my faith and confidence in police. If they do their duty, I'll give them, their due. I've done it for a judge, and I don't even like judges. Just like a while back, I did a comment on a judge who stood up censored an officer because he didn't like his unconstitutional and unethical conduct. Told the officer that he would dismiss any case he brings before him. If he's in that courtroom, he sees the defendant, case is dismissed on the spot, no matter what he done. So he pretty much censored a police officer who did bad. And you also made a short stab at, that I don't make positive comments. Well, this is going to be your positive comment on a sheriff directly. There's only one sheriff out there that I have any real respect for. And no, I'm not from Wyoming either. But it was one sheriff, active sheriff, not a former, but an active. His name is Sheriff Dave Mathis. And the reason I have, out of Bighorn County, Wyoming, the reason I have a lot of respect for him is because while in office, not a former, not a retired, but an active sheriff, stood up to the federal government, stood up to all the government agencies, stood up to the IRS, stood up to the firearms bureaus, stood up to the EPA, stood up to FCC, stood up to any of them who claim to have enforcement clause, that if they violate the federal, or if their powers are not due to the federal or state constitution of Wyoming, and they come in and try to seize house, land, bank accounts, he would put that enforcement agent behind bars. And he won his court case. He went all the way to the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals ruled that him being the highest law enforcement area in Bighorn County, Wyoming, made him the law of the land and the chief law enforcement. So he showed the Fed that, no, you can't bully me around. And because of that, Sheriff Dave Mathis has earned my respect and praise. And I'm a very hard person to win over. And also concerning you telling the world out there that you told me not to ever make comments on police officers or fire department officials of New York. I never made you no such promise. Never. Now, you've tried to fake on me several times, and I know that for a fact. You come off on the web, you put up a dummy site with my name on it in capital letters and added an extra N. You tried to play games with me, but then you got a little ticked because I fired right back with comments concerning crooked officers. And I would do that no matter if it's in North Carolina, no matter if it's in Arizona, no matter if it's in New York, in any county, no matter where it is, I'm going to fire at those officers. Now, you got the only positive comment I have ever made on a sheriff. There's your fair and equal balance. But as far as also you telling me what to do, I'm going to tell you straight up, Raleigh, you don't tell me shit. I'm not Tom Kennedy. You can't push me around or bully me. You're not going to get up on the web calling me a bunch of names and think I'm going to growl under you. To tell you the truth, anytime you think you want to knuckle down, you're more than welcome. Because I'm not going to back off from nobody. I don't give a damn who on YouTube likes me or dislikes me. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, I'm my own man. And I'll say and do whatever the hell I want. Even if YouTube don't like it. If they don't like me cussing you out on their airwaves, shut me down. I'll come back. Now, I looked at your second video that you made on religion. And you said, hey, I didn't want to come after you like that. Before you ever decide to make a video on anyone, whether it's me, whether it's Tom, or whether it's the millions and millions of people out there in YouTube land, or whatever, you better sit back and think of what you're going to say. I mean, really think before you hit the record button on that. Because now I could still come after you in a lot of different ways. I could have insulted you, could have insulted your family, could have made fun of your religion, could have made fun of Brooklyn in general. But I decided against that. But instead to tell you straight up, eyeball to eyeball, man to man, the way I've always been and the way I always will be. Don't ever, in your wildest dreams, think for 1 second you tell me what to do, because you don't. Now, if you decide to post stupid comments on your own website with your telephone number about it, that's fine. I could post one too, my friend. See, I got a phone too. I could post this one all day long. Maybe 4 or 5 of you will call. And 4 or 5 of you get an education real fast. But that's not my speed. And another thing, just what happens to your family. Sorry for what happened to your family. But I have nothing to do with that. That's not going to make me back away from NYPD. Because it's those officers that I made the comment, not your cousin, unless he was one of them that was beating the hell out of that guy in that video. Now, if he was, then this was aimed at him. But if he wasn't, he should be more mad about these videos than I am. Because this puts a black mark on any record he may have done. You see, I call out the bad cops, the Sheriff Joes, the people who abuse their power. When I see dickheads like the Baltimore cop that cussed out some youngins, the ones who overly abuse their power, they're the ones I'm going to call out. If it's an innocent cop and he does his duty and he truly backs up what he says or does, and it's all right to make a comment, I'll give him a thumbs up. But if you get the scumbag of the earth, I'm going to call him out. Every damned one of them. And I'm going to tell you something, Raleigh. If you don't like it, hey, tough. You don't have to like me for nothing. There's not a damn thing about me you have to like. But mark this in your little book. I don't give a damn what name you use in the future. You come up on this website and ever imply that Johnny B 3443, that you control him and tell him what he can say on the web, here's words back to you. Fuck you. Don't you ever, and this is to the world, ever think for 1 solitary second that any of you bastards on YouTube control me. Now, if you don't like that, come down to North Carolina and see me about it.